It is time to catch up with Christchurch Mayor Phil Mauger. Phil, hello to you.
G'day, mate. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Christchurch City Council earned its highest amount of revenue in parking infringements through parking around the hospital. What's your reaction to this? I mean, it does seem a bit unkind.
I could not agree with you more. And during the electioneering, Aaron and I came up with a proposal to put parking around the side of Hackney Park, which didn't happen. Staff have drawn up the plans. I'm happy to say the plans are now drawn. They're going to the community board within the next 2 weeks, and I have said I want the men there painting the lines on the road the day after. So that will help a little bit. But the question should be,
Now, where's this?
why?
Where's this? What? Sorry to interrupt. Where's this new parking? This is a revelation, Phil Mauger.
It's taking out from the end of St Asaph Street round to the entrance of the hospital. It's taking out the inside. There's 2 lanes there, so we're going to make the
Yes.
whole inside lane car parking for people. So people at night time can park there for free because the parking wardens won't be working, so they can stay there for nothing for the whole night.
Well, that's good news. That's a bit of a revelation, isn't it? I mean, that's additional. How many parks will that be roughly?
It varies, some 30 or 50 or probably 50, but it's nowhere near enough. But the question should be, why did the health board not build what they said they were going to do ages ago? There's plenty of hospital car park. If there was plenty of hospital car parks, we wouldn't have the problem that we've got at our end. So it's their fault, really.
I think that, yeah, well, it is, but I think the reason being is we had a leadership team that was hell bent on getting everybody on cycles, and then we had a government working group based in Wellington that was had the overall say, and you had this fight between the two about whether or not we should be delivering our babies on cycleways or whether we should actually be going to the public hospital. I mean, there was clearly some kind of government agenda to make us take the bus to the hospital, wasn't there? You'd know that.
I can't possibly argue with you, Christopher.
Sad though, in a way, isn't it? Because a hospital
Oh,
car park
absolutely,
is
it
just
is.
needed, you
Because
know.
you've got, it's certainly not something to laugh about. You've got people who are visiting, either young kids being born or older people maybe passing away and stuff like that, and they can't get to the hospital in the nick of time or whatever. It's not good at all. So this little bit that we've done, and as I say, people can park across the road from the hospital for free all night because no one's going to be there to ticket them. That this should be happening, I would like to think, in the next 2 weeks, the paint should be going on the ground. As soon as it hits the com board, it's going to be painted on the ground.
Naitahu's building something though, aren't they? They're a year late or something or other.
Yeah, I read in the paper the other day, I'd actually heard 2 years late, but I can't understand how it can actually be that late. But anyway, it's coming up out of the ground now pretty fast. But to be fair, I don't think it's enough. It's not enough to solve the problem. It needed to be 600, and I think they've only got 400 or numbers around that size, but it's better than nothing.
It is indeed. The Christchurch City Council, there's some new data out that reveals that staff experience an average of 259 incidents of abuse every year. So I note the council has launched this rather powerful campaign where people are speaking to camera about their experiences. I mean, it's pretty disgusting how they're treated, to be fair. What was your reaction to that, and what's the reaction been to the campaign thus far, Phil?
Well, I can tell you that it's been viewed 65,000 times, and it's been shared with other councils and nurses, teachers. A lot of other people have come out because they cop it as well. It's fantastic. We've got fantastic people in our office, our libraries, our pools, all that sort of thing, but they don't need to cop that sort of abuse. And I take my hat off to the people who were interviewed on that
Video.
presentation,
Yeah.
because they need a medal because they're the ones that are copying it. So I thoroughly agree with what they've come out and said.
Speaking of abuse, have you experienced much of it yourself? The online vitriol, the hate messages. How have you found it thus far, Phil?
It'll probably happen tomorrow. I've had nothing to my face. A lot of people come up and say, how are you?
Yeah.
Love to meet you and all that sort of thing. It's very easy to be a keyboard warrior on Facebook or anything like that, as you know, and press enter, bang, and you're a faceless person. So if anyone's got a problem with me, come and see me and I'll talk to them eye to eye.
But the online comments, they don't really affect you?
Well, you've got to have really thick skin. I do not look at comments a lot. I don't actually spend a hell of a lot of time on Facebook, to be honest. I've got staff that put stuff up for me, and I ask them to put my content in there, but it's not healthy to look at comments on stuff or Facebook. You
No.
go, no.
It is. It's not healthy. And every time I reply to a troll, I say to myself, "This is the last time I'm doing. To stop it. Stop giving them what they want." But I can't help myself. I lack self-control. Anyway, just finally, Phil, the Trends conference is happening in Christchurch. It is. I know it's the biggest tourism conference in New Zealand. I've seen quite a few press releases coming out from the sector saying how amazing this conference is for Christchurch, with all sorts of figures being thrown about. What's the reality, Phil? I mean, how big a deal is a conference of this size for Christchurch? What do you think?
Well, I went down and opened it the other day. There's 1,500 people here, and just walking around beforehand, that's 17 years since they've had one here in Christchurch. But the energy of all of these people, there's people that are selling stuff, there's people that are buying the stuff, and they really get themselves together and get G'd up. And they talk about $500 million towards Canterbury. It's all got to be good. Even if it's $100 million, it's better than the no $1 million we've got at the moment.
Yeah, and it's nice to see that conference centre is going fantastic, isn't it? And I mean, there's almost a conference there every day. I think they should be shouting it from the rooftop. It's not the white elephant that even I thought it might be. So, I mean, it's going pretty well, isn't it?
I couldn't agree with you more. And last year, at 45 million, it gave to Christchurch with all the people that are coming in here. I might have told you, I went and talked to the Zodiac Bar the other day, a while ago, and he's down there, the guy's there. I said, how's it going? He said, I've never been so busy. Since this conference centre's been in, it's just like pre-COVID, we're on fire. So he's happy. So everyone along the terrace is happy. So that's good.
Yeah, that is good news. I better eat some humble pie. Christchurch Mayor Phil Mauger, good to see you.
Good on you, mate. See you around.